What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in these streets, back in these work streets. You know what it is. It's about that time. Sorry about that. It's about that time. Talk some quick Cowboys football. If we even are talking about that right now, if that's even a conversation. Let's talk about some Cowboys football right now. Cowboys play the Texans. Texans whipped that ass. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, I don't know why we didn't. I do like how the Cowboys were competitive. The last few games, they've been competitive in those first beginning of the game, but at the end of the day, they don't really have the talent to really overcome mistakes, which they made more of in that game. Blunders, they're not a good enough team to get past those. So when it rains, it pours. So that's what happened with the Texans. I don't know really what to say about that game. Kind of knew it was going to happen. Cooper Rush. It's just this whole thing is kind of crazy to me how they still keep electing to go with Cooper Rush. And nobody would pick up that dude. Nobody's playing Cooper Rush, not even as the backup, because nobody was taking him. Even when he was available, he was with the Giants, I believe. I don't know what other team he was with, and the only reason why he was with the Giants was because of Garrett. Cooper Rush ain't being no backup on nobody. He don't have it. Maybe he could be better on a better team, but so it's just funny to me how I still hear Jerry and Mike saying he gives us the best chance to win. So once again, it's just a blunder by you, Jerry, and you try to play your hand with that Trey Lance thing, and it blew up in your face. Just like a lot of things that you do and the Joneses do. As I said before, the concepts and the ideas to where build through the draft, sign your own, don't go crazy in free agency, be calculated. That's what the Dallas Cowboys say they have as their motto. There's a lot of teams in the NFL have that same motto. A lot of teams want to build through the draft because that's your lifeline is the draft. Young players. You got to get them cheap deals for 4 years. You got to win in them 4 years because they're cheap and they don't cost a lot of money. Because, if they have good careers in those first 4 years, it's going to cost your team a lot of money. It's going to cost your team a lot of money. Then, yes, you're not going to be able to sign all the people that you want because you signed these other guys to maybe more inflated rates. If you don't watch football or you don't know anything about football, that's across the board with every damn team. Every damn team deals with it, so it ain't just like the Dallas Cowboys are a special team. It's just how they're doing it is frustrating because, like I said, they're not the greatest drafters. They draft well. They're not like A-plus drafting every single year. And when you don't hit in the draft and you don't adequately replace your team in free agency with quality free agents, not guys that are over the hill, not guys that are over 30 years old and injured and more like has-beens or retreads, those aren't going to take your team over the top. And if you have any major injuries with your players, like Dallas has had, it's going to cripple your team, like we see now. I just feel like, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, keep talking about that same thing over and over. We already know what it is. I said it was a lame duck. When you didn't extend them, it was lame duck. You didn't extend them because you didn't trust them anymore after that shellacking with Green Bay. And so basically it was like, okay, I'm going to sign Dak, I'm going to sign CD, but do what you will. And to me, I feel like you just sabotaged the team when you already knew in your head that you were not going to do anything this year. This was going to be a throwaway year. You knew it was going to be a throwaway year by everything how you signed Ezekiel Elliott. He's not taking your team over the hump. You got these retreads on the defensive line. Jordan Phillips, who you cut, you traded for him, then you cut him, and he went right back to Buffalo. You signed, Joseph. He's 34, 35 years old. Your draft picks are not panning out like you want. And like I said, if those draft picks don't pan out and you don't adequately touch free agency, your team is going to struggle. I don't care who you are. It's going to happen. And if you're such football guys, how do you not know that, Joneses? Y'all keep on trying to prove to the world y'all are football people. And I'm sorry, this is the disaster. And the problem is everybody is pulling on Dallas now, right? Everybody's talking trash, even the fans. They don't want to hear this and they don't want to hear that with Dallas, and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. But a lot of these fans and people out there are going to jump right back on the team when this draft comes. Okay? You're going to jump right back on the team when his draft comes because I already hear the Travis Hunter sweepstakes and, the Genty kid from Boise State. There's a lot of good players out there. I'm sorry. I like those players and they get you excited. But when I see who runs this organization, I temper my excitement. I don't get excited no more because I look at it like this, y'all. You have an 82-year-old. Think about it. Go look it up. Is there another 82-year-old GM in the NFL? If there is, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Is there another 82-year-old GM? And yes, we keep talking about it. But you are the owner, the president, and the GM. An 82-year-old GM is making these decisions. That means you have your hands in every single thing. At that age, by the time Dak is done with his next deal, you'll be 86 years old. And if you're still alive and kicking, you're still going to be trying to make decisions. 86-year-old GM, bro, that's out of touch. That is out of touch, and that wants full control. And you are damaging the Dallas Cowboys team as we know it because of your ego. And I'm sorry, I can't get excited. I'm staying the pessimistic content creator. I'm not jumping on the team because you happen to draft Travis Hunter or anything like that. Because all that's going to do is to do the same thing when you got the Ezekiel Ellis and the Dak Prescotts and you got the Micah Parsons. You're just wasting years because it's going to go back in a nasty circle. And these coaches that we keep talking about, and I'm going to talk about this Deion thing, but these coaches we keep talking about, dog, you think of Ben Johnson or Slovic or the Zach Robinsons or even the Ken Stefanski. I like him over at Cleveland. He probably going to get fired, and that ain't his fault. And I think he's a good coach. I wouldn't mind having him. But do you really think any of them outsiders, and we already know, my dog Boss Cowboy says anybody who comes from outside here is a bastard. That's why they get treated. You think any of them guys will come in here and have say-so and power? They wouldn't. So how would they be any different? How would they not morph into what Jerry and them want them to be? That's what they have done. This offense has looked the same. Even when Kellen Moore was here, it was a top offense, but it didn't seem exciting. It didn't seem dynamic. It didn't seem 2020. Like same with Mike, same with Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan. It's like the same offense they won here in Dallas. So you're going to get handicapped and crippled if you're one of those innovative type OCs. You're going to get crippled coming here. So why would you come here? And you want top dollar? Dallas not paying you no top dollar. And you an outsider and you ain't did nothing? Jerry ain't doing that. So why people keep talking about these other OCs? The only ones that I hear that make sense that Dallas would do because I know them, Bill Belichick, because everybody's going to be crying for that. Oh, because we need that discipline. He's going to bring that discipline. Jerry is still the owner. So he's still meddling. He's still going to make decisions. You think he's going to let Bill Belichick get control? I don't care how cool he is. I don't care how long he been a coach in Super Bowls. He did that with Bill Parcells. He still had control. Now, Parcells had a little bit more say because of them skins, but he's going to do the same thing to Belichick, dog. He is the number one factor why Dallas is not going to go nowhere. I mean, we've been going through this as fans, and I've been a fan for a very long time about this. Oh, if we just get this person, we said it with Parcells, if we just get him, put that discipline, or if we just get an innovative coach, Shane Gailey, remember he was the innovative guy, or we just get somebody with some discipline, on Bill Parcells. Oh, if we just get us a defensive type guy, Wade Phillips. Let's get Jason Garrett. He was supposed to be the next innovative great. All of it's been the same. Failures. So I'll be honest with you. As far as this like Deion Sanders thing, I told you I was intrigued with it. That would be honestly the only coach I would be on board with if we're keeping it all the way real. That's the only coach I would say I would be on board with. And I'm still going to be pessimistic. I'm still going to be feeling like, because Jerry's over top of it. But that would be the only one coach to me that would actually talk back to Jerry. That ain't going to bow down to Jerry. Like I said, Bill Belichick, he may not do that, but he's 72, about to be 73. I don't want no old-ass dinosaur as the coach. Don't want no old-ass dude. Feel me? And I feel like Deion could relate to the players, and I feel like the players will respect Deion for the simple fact that Deion was one of the greats. He's a Hall of Famer, and he been one of the greats. One of his longest tenured teams is the Dallas Cowboys, Atlanta and Dallas. One of the reasons why he came to Dallas, he said in his book that Oakland offered him more money when he was a free agent, But Dallas gave him the opportunity to play offense, and that's why he did it. So that tells you right there, Jerry was listening to him. Jerry wanted him that much that he said, okay, I'll do it for you because I want you. And Deion don't bow down to nobody, to me. I'm not a Deion lover, but I ain't a Deion hater. And I respect how he always he's a Leo. He gonna tell you how he feel. And I just feel like Jerry can't manipulate him because he knows the Jerry games. Like, he knows the games Jerry plays. And these other coaches may know it, but they may be trying to get on, or they may be trying to get a name for themselves. And so they'll go ahead and look the other way. Where I feel as Deion won't do that. I feel like he'll call Jerry out. I feel like he'll call him out in the media because I feel like he don't got nothing to lose. Like, what's Deion got to lose? You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like he got anything to lose. And I just feel like he could relate to the players because of what he did in them streets. And as a high school coach, started out bad, quickly became good. College coach in the SWAC, he had one of the best records in their school history. Came out of Colorado first year, and now look. So it seems to get better with him. And he said he wouldn't come to the NFL because of the same reason why probably him. He don't want to deal with spoiled athletes that don't want to work hard and don't want to put in the work and don't want to train and don't want to do that because they spoiled athletes because they make money. That's what the Cowboys need, for real. That's the kind of coach that they need. That's the kind of coach that's going to check them about that and check them about, certain things and not going to allow them to slide with certain things just because they play for the Dallas Cowboys. And honestly, I've been hearing that thing with Michael Irvin talking about if Dallas drafts Deion Sanders, Deion 100% will come. I mean, I wouldn't dispute that. Why wouldn't he? Deion wants to coach his son. Why wouldn't he leave to be able to coach his son if he could be the head coach of an NFL team and coach his son and draft him? Who wouldn't do that as a dad? So that makes sense. But I'm gonna keep it real. I told you I never felt them Joneses were all the way in on Dak. I just feel like they backed themselves in a corner and waited forever and ever because they doubted, and then they didn't have no backup plan, so they were forced to sign him. They could have let him ride out this contract this year, but I just feel like there was too many uncertainties. There was a lot of pressure in these streets to sign Dak Prescott, and plus I think Jerry wanted to show out the world like, look, we did it. And Dak's not a bad quarterback. But I'm going to be honest with you. If Jerry thought he could get Deion and his son and he didn't have to sign Dak, I think he would have did it. I think he would have tried it. And you went and got Trey Lance for what? And here's the thing. You got spent a fourth rounder on Trey Lance and all you saw was in the preseason and you're still playing Cooper Rush. You spent that fourth rounder for what then? What'd you spend it for? Because you thought he was going to be a backup? So you spent that money on him to be a backup, but yet you're still playing Cooper Rush. He ain't even second string, he third string. So you saying Cooper Rush is better than Trey Lance? Is that what we're saying? And so you spent that fourth rounder for what then? Last year, you really thought, you spent that fourth rounder, you thought Trey Lance was going to overtake Cooper Rush, which he should have, and you really thought that he was going to, that was your bargaining chip. That was your bargaining chip because you was thinking we could get something out of Trey Lance. We could. They couldn't, but we could. And you saw it. It failed. So you got the Trey Lance thing. You tried to see it in preseason. It blew up in your face. You didn't have no options. You were too paranoid about who would be the coach and the quarterback. So you said, well, that's my guaranteed thing, and I don't want to start over, and I'm too much stuff for the unknown, so I'm going to go ahead and sign him. I don't care if the guarantees and the no trade clause, and they say, well, if he ain't want to do it, then why he give him everything he wanted? Because Dak wasn't going to sign if he didn't. And for real, Dak, you shouldn't have came back here. I said it. You're not going to win here, Dak. Not in my opinion. You're not. Your best chance is with Deion Sanders, in my opinion. You're not going to win with no other coach, Dak. I don't care. I get that you love the Cowboys and you wanted to be the one guy to prove it. You're not winning here in Dallas in these next 4 years, in my opinion. You're just not. And so I'm just going to be pessimistic about it. You can get all the time you want. You're not going to win under Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott ain't winning no Super Bowl together. I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. And if it happens, that'd be dope. Like I said, in ending, Dak Prescott would be the greatest quarterback in history of Dallas Cowboys if he won a Super Bowl with them Joneses. He would be the best. I don't care what nobody say. He would go out as one of the greatest quarterbacks in Dallas Cowboys history. I don't think it's going to happen. I do not think Dak Prescott win a Super Bowl with Jerry Jones as the owner. Don't believe it. So y'all can sit there and say, well, why are you talking? I'm pessimistic. I ain't on Dallas like that no more. That's my squad, always in heart. I'm never change to another team. But as long as them Joneses and Jerry in particular is over top of it with his 82-year-old ass, nah, ain't nothing gonna change.